All right, welcome back. Now we visited our earlier stories that one thing that stood out in today's protest is that there was no violence and no stone throwing, but despite the peace, the police met the protesters with excessive force, injuring several, including journalists and many others arrested. NTV's Brian Mushiri now reports that the conduct of the police has received condemnation.
The Occupy Parliament protest, which saw youthful protesters engage in running battles with the police for the better part of the day in Nairobi's central business district, also saw hundreds of protesters arrested. In the course of the protests, plainclothes police officers as well as those uniformed were caught on camera arresting protesters, some in rather unconventional ways. Further, police were caught on camera in some instances meting violence on the protesters, who insist that it was the police who brought violence.
We had members of parliament who were abstaining from it. If they really wanted to advocate for our rights, they would have been there on that day. I believe this is a second chance for them to give themselves an opportunity to show us that they are there to work for us.
Kenya National Commission on Human Rights says by 5 p.m. it had received reports of arrests of 335 people who were being detained in various police stations across Nairobi.
As LSK will be seeking to intervene in terms of the kind of bail terms that they are given, we hope most of them can be released on free bond. I issued a statement in the morning that they ought to be released. We know today is a day of mourning, and it's quite unfortunate that we are looking at a scenario where one magistrate was killed by a police officer.
Most of those arrested were taken to Central Police Station, where again lawyers and advocates were tear-gassed inside the police station in their attempt to get those arrested out. Other protesters were detained at Kamukunji and Kilimani police stations. Inside police cells, some of the protesters could be heard singing anti-government songs. Brian Mushiri, NTV, Nairobi.